After the death of her mother, Laura felt like she was adrift in a sea of uncertainty. The only anchor she had was the old, abandoned house she had inherited, a property that had been in her family for generations. Despite its dilapidated state, Laura felt a strange pull toward the house and decided to spend the summer there, hoping to find some solace in uncovering her family's history. Upon her arrival, Laura was greeted by the sight of overgrown weeds and broken windows. The house stood like a silent sentinel, its faded grandeur a stark contrast to its current state of disrepair. Undeterred, she began her exploration, each creak of the wooden floorboards a reminder of the lives that had once filled these rooms. In the attic, she discovered a dusty trunk filled with old diaries and letters belonging to her great-grandmother, Beatrice. Reading the diaries, Laura was transported back in time. Beatrice wrote about her forbidden love affair with a married man named Antonio, a relationship that had resulted in the birth of a child, Laura's grandmother. The scandal had been meticulously covered up, with the child being raised as Beatrice's husband's daughter. Laura felt a mix of shock and curiosity as she delved deeper into the family secret, each page revealing more about the illicit romance and the lengths to which Beatrice had gone to protect her daughter. As Laura continued her investigation, she faced her own demons. The recent loss of her mother had reopened old wounds, reminding her of a childhood marked by her father's absence and her mother's emotional distance. The parallels between her own life and the stories in the diaries were unsettling, forcing Laura to confront feelings she had long suppressed. In the midst of her emotional turmoil, she found a letter from Beatrice addressed to her lover, Antonio. The letter revealed that Antonio had left a trail of clues to their past, hidden in the house and around the town. Driven by a need for closure, Laura decided to follow the clues. Her journey took her through the small town, where she met elderly residents who still remembered her great-grandmother and the scandal that had once rocked their community. One of these residents was an old woman named Maria, who had been Beatrice's closest friend. Maria shared stories of Beatrice's strength and resilience, painting a picture of a woman who had been ahead of her time, defying societal norms for the sake of love. Laura's quest led her to an old, overgrown garden behind the house. There, hidden beneath a rose bush, she found a small, rusted box. Inside were letters from Antonio, expressing his undying love for Beatrice and his regret over the choices they had made. Alongside the letters was a photograph of a young man with strikingly familiar features. It was then that Laura realized the true identity of her grandfather. Antonio was not just a fleeting lover, but had been a significant part of her family's history. With this revelation, Laura felt a surge of anger and betrayal. How could her family have kept such a monumental secret? Her mother's cold demeanor and her own struggles with identity now made sense. The weight of the past had shaped their lives in ways Laura had never understood. Seeking answers, she decided to confront her estranged relatives, hoping to piece together the fragmented history. Her journey took her to a distant cousin, Isabella, who had been shunned by the family for reasons unknown to Laura. Isabella was initially hesitant to meet, but the mention of Beatrice's diaries softened her. Over tea, Isabella recounted her own struggles with the family, revealing a history of secrets and lies that had torn them apart. She spoke of a feud between Beatrice's children over the inheritance, a battle that had left scars on everyone involved. In the midst of their conversation, Laura discovered a shared pain and a desire for reconciliation. Isabella showed Laura a letter from Beatrice, written on her deathbed, expressing her wish for the family to come together and heal. The letter was a poignant reminder of the love and sacrifice that had defined Beatrice's life. Laura and Isabella decided to reunite the family, starting with a gathering at the old house. The reunion was fraught with tension and unresolved emotions. Laura's relatives arrived with apprehension, each carrying their own burdens. As they explored the house and shared their stories, the walls seemed to echo with the memories of past generations. Slowly, the barriers began to break down. Old grudges were addressed, and long-buried grievances were aired. In the process, Laura found herself connecting with family members she had never truly known, each revelation bringing them closer. One night, As the family gathered around the fireplace, Laura shared the contents of Beatrice's diaries and the letters from Antonio. The room fell silent as she recounted the love story that had shaped their lineage. Tears flowed freely as the family confronted the truth, their collective grief and joy mingling in a cathartic release. The secrets that had once divided them now served as a foundation for understanding and forgiveness. The process of reconciliation was not easy. There were moments of anger and pain, but also of healing and growth. Laura's journey had brought her full circle, from the depths of her own sorrow to the embrace of a family she had never truly known. The old house, once a symbol of abandonment and decay, was now filled with life and laughter. It became a place where the past was honored and the future was built on a foundation of love and acceptance. In the end, Laura found more than just answers to her family's secrets. She found a sense of belonging and purpose. The journey had changed her in profound ways, giving her the strength to face her own fears and traumas. The truth, though painful, had set her free. The secret of the abandoned house had become a testament to the enduring power of love and the resilience of the human spirit. As the summer came to an end, Laura stood in the garden, looking out over the blooming flowers that now adorned the once neglected space. The house was no longer just a relic of the past, but a living, breathing part of her family's future. With a sense of peace and fulfillment, she knew that her great-grandmother's legacy would continue to inspire generations to come. The secret of the abandoned house had been uncovered, and with it, a new chapter had begun.